You know the old saying, wherever you go in life, there you are. Well, I find that to be extremely true for me, and it probably is for you as well. Let's think back to childhood for a minute, shall we? Let's take a trip down memory lane. So for me, this is my circumstances. Yours may be different, but it's all more or less the same. Same story, different, maybe different circumstance, but similar story. Growing up, had a pretty good childhood, but there's always some stuff that happens that makes life hard, always. So just maybe for one example would be I used to think, man, once I get out from underneath my dad's thumb, I'll be happy. I'll be happier once I don't have him telling me what to do, when to get up, where to go, that kind of thing. Once I have more autonomy, once I have more responsibility, once I have more money and I have my own house and I'm married, then I'll have it figured out in life. Then life will be easy, good, simple, and straightforward. Haha, no, that's not how it works, folks. Okay, so then let's say I get to college, all right? I'm a freshman in college. I remember thinking like, man, once I once I find the perfect girl to get with and, you know, fall in love and maybe start a family, get married, the old American dream scenario. Once I find the perfect girl and get married, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have it all figured out. Life will be simple, straightforward, and, times will be good. We'll be rolling. Well, a couple of years go by in college. I actually did meet a great girl that actually went on to become my wife. I've been married to her for 7 years now. But to be honest with you, we have ups and downs all the time. Marriage is work. It's a lot of work to make it work. We have to we have to put in effort to it. Just like anything else, if you don't put effort into it, it shrinks and shrivels away, and you just get worse marriage overall. So I was like, man, well, I guess being in love wasn't the answer because puppy love fades. Spoiler alert: if you're young and in love, just know that feeling will go. Like it comes and goes pretty quickly. Then, yes, after some time, you still do love the person, but it's a different kind of love. Like it's a deeper love. It's more of just like a loyalty. Like, man, we've been through some hard times together. We've spent years together in the trenches. So, like, you respect each other in some ways, but also, like, you start getting on each other's nerves because you've been with them for so long and so been through so many things. But the grass is not greener because that scenario would play out over and over and over. So, like, if you made the mistake of getting a divorce for some stupid reason and then wound up with another girl thinking, oh, I must not have found the right one. I need to go searching for another one. That way I can be happy and, things will be good. Well, you would inevitably get tired of that girl and the story repeats itself. Surely you see where it's going. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then let's go on. Let's talk about school for a minute. I used to think that when I got through school and got a good job, then life would be easy. Like, I thought school was so hard. I thought adults just kind of got to do what they want. Like, yes, they went to work, but like that didn't really sink in until I started working more and full time, I might add. Part time jobs, they don't quite hit the same as the full time. You do this for a living every week, year after year, you do this for a living. That hits different. So if you've never had like a full time job where you're really putting and busting your butt, then it might not sink in for you quite yet. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And I have a pretty good job, just so you know. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Okay, so I was in graduate school and like, man, I'm miserable. This is just, I should have dropped out. That's what I was thinking. Maybe I should have been a truck driver. Maybe I should have just continued framing houses like I was and just done some blue collar jobs, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that. And I could always go back to it if I decided to. But what I do right now, I really enjoy in some ways because I'm actually helping people who are sick and injured and, that kind of thing. So for me, it can be fulfilling. Of course, there's also the drudgery that can come along with it and the paperwork and, all that BS, but we won't get too deep into that. This is about yourself, like reflecting within yourself and not letting external circumstances control your happiness or your well-being or your joy or whatever you want to call it. What I've come to know and learn, and I'm still learning and I'm still trying to actively think about and reflect on, implement in my life, is that life is really what you make it. Like, it's all about how you look at it, how you frame it within your mind, how you perceive the world is kind of your reality. If you think everything sucks and everywhere you go stinks, maybe you actually need to take a bath. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe it's not the external circumstances. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to have a long, hard look in the mirror for a few weeks and really kind of start taking some responsibility for your life. And and that's not an easy path either, but it beats the alternative where the world just kind of comes and blows you all around and kicks your butt, and you're just kind of sitting there scratching your head like, what the heck happened? Life was just easy 10 seconds ago, and now all of a sudden someone died, or something bad happens, real tragedy strikes, because it does, and it will. If it's not struck yet, it will strike. So you have to have the mental strength and fortitude, and you have to have overcame some things in your life, develop some toughness, some discipline, some stick-to-itness. And that's the kind of thing that is not easy to develop. Part of it just takes time, so don't beat yourself up too much. Maybe you just haven't been around long enough and experienced enough things to really develop that yet, but you got to try to develop it if you haven't. Be working on it, just like I'm working on it right now, still trying to develop it. Because the feeling, like if you've worked full time, you know the feeling like the weekend comes around, you're happy for a day or two. Then once Sunday evening hits, you start automatically dreading. You're like, oh crap, I have to work tomorrow. And you start thinking about the upcoming week and having all this anxiety, that kind of stuff. That's kind of a fool's errand, like that's not a good way to be in the world. I'm actively working on being more present in the moment, being content with what I have, being grateful for those that are in my life, and just putting out positive energy into the world. Do I know everything? Obviously, no. I don't think any human being has life figured out entirely. We're all just here trying to make it together. So I hope this video maybe gives you some food for thought, maybe leaves you feeling a little bit better than it did before you came here. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend, or whatever day it is when you're watching this video. For me, it's Friday night. Got home from a long week at work, wanted to sit down, share my thoughts with you. Also, on the side note, I am a therapist. I am actually an occupational therapist. I specialize in rehabilitation of the upper body, help people with shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand problems, pain, stiffness, back pain, post-surgery. I mean, you name it. Any type of diagnosis like that. If you need help with that, you're curious about that, check out upperextremityengineers.com, and you'll receive personalized guidance from me. So have a good day.